And still staying with oil and gas stories, let's also tell you that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says that the Port Harcourt Refinery is fully ready for production, but has, however, been unable to start production because it is yet to be certified. The Executive Vice President, Downstream of the NNPC Limited, made this known to newsmen in Abuja during the presentation of its 2023 Audited Financial Report.
When we will get products out, that's a combination of the process of testing. We will test. You don't get on-spec production immediately you start a refinery. You're going to get off-spec production. So we should be getting some off-spec production coming into tank in the next few days. But we will not be able to get that to the public until we get on-spec production, and which has been certified by NNPC. The process of getting that to the public, like I said, is getting it certified by NNPC, and I'm optimistic that we should reach that point of getting it certified, getting our production from the old Port Harcourt Refinery certified as fit for distribution by NNPC sometime in September. But as it is now, the unit is working. We're getting products. It's not just.
To discuss this, I am joined by Taiwo Osanyin, a policy implementation consultant. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Now, how will the decision to use NNPC's 2023 final dividends for petrol subsidies, how will it impact the Federation's revenue and overall economic stability?
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Firstly, the dynamics of yesterday's presentation by the NNPCL gave a bit of different trajectory in the current Nigerian sector. Now, the first question is this: what subsidy is NNPC paying? That was not actually explicitly stated in the president's speech, because what we know is on May 29, 2023, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, announced that subsidy was done. So is the subsidy being paid? Is it the one that has been owed in the previous year of 2023 or the current subsidy? That's the first question. Secondly, is the subsidy, is just the payment of subsidy as we speak today? Now, when we have these questions unanswered, then we begin to ask ourselves, what is the real role of NNPCL? Is NNPCL still under the government, or is now a public liability company or public limited liability company, as it was initiated by the PIE in 2022? Those are very critical questions to actually come to dimension to understand that there are a lot of undercover issues that do not reflect a lot of things to the Nigerian sector. Having said that, while the NNPC has been announcing different profits in the past 4 years, 2020, 200 billion, 2021, 600 billion, 2022, 2 billion, 2 trillion, and now 3 trillion. Shows that the trajectory of profit. Well, this is some NNPCL that in 2022, 2021, could not remit any money to the Federation account. So the question now is this: NNPC is making profits, right, from the books, but NNPC is not remitting anything to the Federation account. Now, the money there, the profit that was announced yesterday is to cater for subsidy. Now, what does that mean? There's no money going to there's no money entering into the Federation account from the NNPC. So, at the long run, you are using one hand to pay. You are using Peter to pay Paul. And at the long run, the economy is still stagnant. So nothing is happening. So it's just a show. It's just a show.
All right.
That's the way I see it yesterday.
Mr. Osanyin, do you think that there are long-term consequences of halting the 2024 interim dividends payment, to the Federation? And now that you said, okay, fine, use that money to offset, as it were, the subsidies that are being owed, how will this affect NNPC's financial health? And most importantly, like I rightly asked initially, the overall look of the economy, as it were?
Well, sadly, the first thing is there is no truth. There's no truth. The NNPC is a limited liability company. So the main question would be, who are the shareholders at NNPC? What we know in 2022 was that the government would do not have sole responsibility on NNPC again. So the same government is coming in now to say NNPC should pay up what they have gotten from their own profit as subsidy. So now the question is who is the real shareholder, or who are the real shareholders of NNPC? Is it the same federal government? So the question is, we are still revolving around the circle. Nothing is going to move. And the honest reality is that NNPC still and will continue to make profits. That's the first thing. We must not forget that. Whether in the books or reality. And secondly is that some people are there in the system trying to look for avenue to siphon the money from the NNPC. You have to call it special to the now. Yesterday we heard that NNPC is not going to pay tax because they have subsidy to pay. So what's the question? Is the federal government now telling us that the payment of subsidy has now become a substitute for NNPC to pay subsidy? So there's a strong imbalance in the system. And when we do not face this situation, we will not be heading to any direction. So whether NNPC makes or declares 40 trillion, whether NNPC declares $1 billion, nothing will be done, and nothing will have any impact in the economy. We see what is happening today in the economy. That the economy is still dwindling, inflation is still on the high. There is even currently as we speak, there's increase in fuel scarcity. Today as we speak, NNPC announced yesterday, it's so ironical. NNPC announced yesterday dividend. Is NNPC still a regulatory authority? Those are the real questions we need to ask ourselves. Those are the real questions we need to ask ourselves. So it's beyond this rhetoric. It's what I say is rhetoric.
All right.
And we have been hearing these things year in, year out. The legislatures are still full of commuters trying to purchase fuel.
All right.
So what are we saying here? Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Taiwo Osanyin. Thank you for joining us. So we do indeed appreciate your thoughts concerning this situation.